Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar have a storied history in WWE, where the two superstars have battled each other numerous times. Their last encounter came at SummerSlam 2022, following which they went their separate ways. However, it looks like fate could once again pit them against each other, as Lesnar and Reigns may cross paths very soon. The speculation arose after what happened this week on SmackDown. The Beast Incarnate confronted Paul Heyman backstage on the Blue Brands show and proposed that they should talk. It looked like he wanted some favor from his former advocate. Meanwhile, Heyman was seen smirking as if he had found an opportunity to capitalize on. There is a good possibility that the two could agree to a pact that could mutually benefit them. Brock Lesnar is expected to go after a world title sooner or later. Meanwhile, Paul Heyman is currently managing Seth Rollins' faction on Raw, ensuring that the vision remains at the top. However, he is well aware of the threat that is looming over the faction. The wise man knows that Roman Reigns will return soon, looking for revenge on the vision, ultimately trying to get to Seth Rollins. Therefore, Heyman could sign a pact with Lesnar, asking the Beast Incarnate to take care of his old rival, Reigns, who may soon come to destroy Rollins' faction. In return, Paul will get him a world title match using his backstage politics. This could ultimately pit Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns, as he would be bound by his potential pact to protect the vision. As a result, it could once again reopen the chapter of one of the greatest rivalries in WWE. However, the story involving Roman and Brock would be completely different this time. With one hungry for revenge and the other bound by a pact, the two superstars could face each other in a blockbuster match, adding another chapter in their iconic rivalry. Brock Lesnar could turn out to be the biggest hurdle in the OTC's path before the 40-year-old gets to Seth Rollins. However, this is currently a mere conjecture following Heyman and Lesnar's interaction on SmackDown. Brock Lesnar may remain a heel in his current run in WWE. Brock Lesnar is one of the most ruthless and destructive superstars in WWE's history, having earned that reputation as a heel. During his previous run, which spanned from 2021 to 2023, the former Universal Champion showed his versatility. Working as a babyface, tweener, and heel, he delivered several hilarious segments in feuds and storylines during that period in WWE. However, things may remain one-dimensional this time, as Lesnar might remain a heel in his current run. Ever since he returned at SummerSlam this year, the Beast Incarnate has been showing shades of his older version. His recent actions and demeanor transported fans back to the 2012 to 2021 period, when Brock Lesnar used to be a dominant heel. It wouldn't be wrong to say that he had somewhat lost that dominant aura in recent years. However, WWE seems to be hellbent on reviving the old Lesnar that fans knew back in the day. Therefore, it is quite unlikely that the 48-year-old will turn babyface anytime soon. He is expected to work as a ruthless heel in his current run with WWE. However, it is just speculation at the moment, and only time will tell what happens. For years, few rivalries in WWE have captivated fans quite like Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Whenever these two juggernauts share the ring, the WWE Universe is promised chaos, drama, and unforgettable moments. From their battles at WrestleMania to their heated clashes at SummerSlam, the rivalry has defined the modern era of WWE's storytelling. Now, after what unfolded on the latest episode of there are rumblings that the Beast Incarnate may once again set his sights on the Tribal Chief. This potential rekindling of one of WWE's most intense feuds could completely reshape the company's landscape, heading into its biggest events of the year. The SmackDown moment that shocked the W Universe. On this week's SmackDown, Roman Reigns made a rare appearance to address his status as the head of the table, with the bloodline fractured after months of tension and betrayals. The aura of invincibility surrounding Reigns has begun to waver. Fans witnessed Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa all take different paths, leaving cracks in the foundation of Roman's dominance. As Reigns cut a promo about still being the face of WWE, the atmosphere suddenly shifted. Without warning, Brock Lesnar's music hit the arena. The crowd erupted into shock and excitement. The Beast Incarnate had been absent from WWE television for months, leading many to believe he was taking another extended hiatus. Yet here he was, walking down the ramp with that trademark smirk and intensity in his eyes. The confrontation was brief but electric. Lesnar stared down Reigns, and for the first time in a long while, the Tribal Chief didn't look untouchable. WWE officials rushed in before things could get physical, but the seeds were planted. Fans instantly began buzzing about whether WWE is setting up another epic clash between these two icons. Why WWE might revisit the rivalries. Fans might argue that WWE has already told the Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns story. After all, they've headlined multiple premium live events, and their WrestleMania 38 match was billed as the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. But WWE is a company built on moments, and when Lesnar and Reigns collide, Those moments are larger than life. Here's why WWE may be pulling the trigger on another showdown. Unfinished business. Their rivalry has been defined by controversial endings and outside interference. Many fans feel there's still no definitive conclusion about who truly is the better man. The Bloodline's weakness, with Roman's faction in shambles. This might be the perfect time for Lesnar to strike. Reigns no longer has the same wall of protection around him, making a Beast vs. Tribal Chief rematch more unpredictable than ever. Star power for big events. WWE is always looking for blockbuster main events, especially for shows like Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Few pairings can match the drawing power of Lesnar vs. Reigns. Fan engagement. Love it or hate it, their rivalry gets people talking. Every time Lesnar shows up to challenge Reigns, ratings spike and social media explodes. The history between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns to understand why another match feels so significant. We need to look back at the history between these two titans. WrestleMania 31. Their first major encounter ended in chaos when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, stealing the WWE Championship in one of the most shocking moments in WrestleMania history. WrestleMania 34. Reigns tried again to dethrone Lesnar, but the Beast walked out victorious after a brutal, bloody war. SummerSlam 2018. Roman finally conquered Brock, pinning him to capture the Universal Championship and solidify himself as WWE's top star. Crown Jewel 2021 and WrestleMania 38. Their battles in the modern Bloodline era elevated the rivalry to legendary status, with Reigns ultimately asserting dominance over Lesnar in their most recent clashes. Their story has always been about who is truly the face of WWE's future, with Reigns holding the undisputed championship for a record-setting reign. Another match against Lesnar could be the ultimate test of his legacy. What a new match could mean for Roman Reigns has been nearly unbeatable for the last 4 years, stacking up victories over John Cena, Edge, Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes, and countless others. But facing Brock Lesnar again comes with high stakes. If Roman defeats Lesnar once more, it further cements his position as WWE's greatest champion of the modern era. It silences critics who say he only retains because of outside interference or bloodline manipulation. However, if Lesnar were to shock the world and finally topple the Tribal Chief, it would be one of the most seismic upsets in WWE history. Roman's aura of dominance could shatter, and it would open the door for fresh challengers like Cody Rhodes, Gunther, or Seth Rollins to step into the spotlight. What it could mean for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar doesn't need championships to remain relevant in WWE. His mere presence makes headlines. However, another match with Roman offers him a chance to rewrite the narrative. In recent years, Lesnar has often been portrayed as the unstoppable beast who ultimately falls short against Reigns. A victory would not only restore his credibility but also send shockwaves through WWE's creative direction. Imagine Lesnar as the undisputed champion, again holding the company hostage with his part-time schedule, forcing WWE officials and fans alike into a frenzy. Even if he loses, Lesnar's involvement brings intensity and unpredictability to WWE programming. His physicality alone elevates any storyline he touches. Possible match scenarios if WWE is indeed building toward another Reigns vs. Lesnar clash. There are multiple ways the company could approach it. Royal Rumble main event, with WrestleMania season kicking off. The Royal Rumble could host their rematch, setting the stage for an even bigger WrestleMania showdown. WrestleMania rematch. WWE might save this clash for WrestleMania 41, billing it as the final chapter in their legendary rivalry. Triple threat twist. To freshen things up, WWE could add a third superstar, perhaps Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins, to the mix, making the match less predictable. Survivor Series blockbuster. A non-title showdown could headline Survivor Series, focusing on personal animosity rather than championships.